Hello and welcome to the next MSI 2024 preview video where we're going to go over G2 Esports from the LEC, a constant mainstay in international events. Obviously, the last Western team to win an international event in MSI. Last time this team went to this tournament was last year. They finished 5th, 6th. The last 3 years, the one seed from the LEC have finished 3rd, 4th, and then 5th, 6th with the new format. Additional seeds from the 4 major regions. It kind of just ensures that the East have the top 4. I really do doubt that this year will be much different. I'm just anticipating the silly tier lists that come out by people, where it's gonna be like, oh, the 4 teams that are good, and then we're gonna kind of mix up. We have G2 right above the Western teams. Then we like mix up the 3 Western teams. Maybe there's, but they're all gonna be on the same tier because, you know, tier lists actually are like scapegoats to me in the way that you're just kind of putting teams on the same tier. You're not actually like ranking them. You're just, not actually, I don't know, trying to tell the difference between 2 closely matched teams, which one you actually think's better. So I'm just kind of waiting on that. That's something that I thought about recently. So G2, same roster as last year. This roster is in my opinion more limited than it was even last year. Last year I thought there was a lot of pizzazz, scrim, essentially on stage with different champions and really throwing paint at the wall and seeing what stuck. Where this year it wasn't as prevalent out of this team, and personally I find that as a detriment. Some people think it is a good thing that G2 will then play meta champions against players that are just better than them, and somehow that's going to win games. I don't see that. But regardless, average age of this roster 24 years old. Broken Blade in top lane, in my opinion, weakest player on this team. 4-5 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 53.3 KP, 1.31 return on investment, which is damage divided by gold. If this is the first preview video you've seen of mine, it's a stat I'm making up, or not making, well, I did make it up, but trying to determine how much damage a player gets out of the gold they're given. I think that's indicative of how much work a player is doing, at least in that department. 20.7 gold share, 22 damage share, so he is giving the team back more damage than the gold he's receiving, which is a big deal. You want that. Domestically, I had 245 gold, 4 CS, 180 XP, 16 solo kills, and 17 champions played in 42 games. His 3 most played, K'Sante, Zach, and Rek'Sai. So BB can play a lot of different stuff in top lane. That's a good thing. He is world class. This entire roster is world class. But in my opinion, he's the weakest player on the team. I think at international events, he does get a bit gapped. So, internationally, he's 26-31 in his career. Actually, never mind. I was going to say something, but it's not true. 2 KDA, 7.5 CS per minute, 55.8 KP. So not reaching that threshold of 8 CS per minute that I consider to be average for a top laner. He does it domestically, but at the same time, internationally, not quite at that level. 1.21 return on investment on average against international top laners. He's behind 100 gold, 6 CS, 160 XP. Does have 22 solo kills in those 57 games. In the jungle, you have Yike, who a lot of people should be surprised. I mean, a lot of people don't pay attention to how old he is. He's 23 years old. You have junglers that are 4 or 5 years younger than him with just as much international experience. 5.3 KDA, 5.9 CS per minute, and a 77.7 KP. That is significant because I'm looking at the rest of the team here and nobody is above 70%. So Yike is getting work done. He is making things happen. And he has high CS when he's doing it. So the fact of the matter is, Yike still remains. Yeah, it's tough because I've got Inspired close. Yike is. I'm still taking Yike over Inspired right now. So Yike is the best Western jungler right now. 0.97 return on investment. On average, 19 gold share, 14.7 damage share. So actually a little higher than our normal jungler at this event. A lot of junglers are in that 13 range. He is higher 14, so he is giving the team a little more damage than other junglers here. Domestically up 125 gold, 2 CS, 125 XP, 4 solo kills, 13 champions, played in 42 games. Vi, Rel, Lilia, his 3 most played, very different champions, right? So Vi, more of a glorified ulti bot in my opinion. Rel, very supportive, and then Lilia is a carry-oriented jungler, somebody that I believe needs high resource to actually be very effective, but is a Yike champion. That is something he's been playing for many years now at a high level of play. I think in 4 games he had like a 20 KDA or something on it domestically. So it is a pick that, if Lilia is a valid pick at this event, that is something G2 might offer. Internationally, 12-12 over his career, 2.4 KDA, 5.3 CS per minute, 73.5 KP. So MSI was good for him. Worlds was a disaster. So that is the situation you have with a very inexperienced player at an event of that magnitude. Not only that, but also with the expectations G2 have thrust upon them by the West as, the West's final hope and this or that, which is unfair to them to kind of put them up to that level of play and that standard that, frankly, is very hard to reach. 1.31 return on investment internationally, which is kind of indicative of how much he played carry last year. His damage divided by gold is insane for a jungler. That's higher than BB's. Hell, that's the highest on this team. And that's because he has the least amount of games and he played only carries, and junglers don't get a lot of gold, but he dealt a lot of damage relative to that gold. So that's just something to think about here. That he's more playing facilitator this year than he did last year. I think that's fair to say. On average, internationally, he's middle of the road. 70 gold, 20 XP up, 6 solo kills in 24 games. Mid lane, we have Caps. Caps is playing excellent League of Legends right now. The last couple years, I haven't actually had him as the best European mid. I had Vatio in that conversation, Humanoid as well. And some people would take issue with that because, Caps is more of a I almost said something that I can't say on this video because it would probably got it demonetized. And it's not necessarily an insult. It was the way I was going to describe this. He shows up where the stats don't. Like when I determine my all pros and things like that, it's 100% stats. And with Caps, a lot of it is what he provides outside of that. Last year, Yike, carry oriented. That left Caps to be the playmaker, the one that was facilitating. And that killed his stats. Where this year, it's the opposite, and his stats are excellent. So 5.2 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 68.4 KP. 1.51 return on investment, leads this team. He is the one dealing the damage. 22.6 gold share, 27.5 damage share, which I believe is close to leading the team. Hans might have slightly higher, so he's a 1A, 1B carry. Domestically up 80 CS, 80 CS would be something, wouldn't it? 80 gold, 5 CS, 275 XP, 18 solo kills, 14 champions played in 42 games. His 3 most played, Azir, LeBlanc, Talia. Got that right. So 3 very different champions in terms of what we want them to do. So Caps is going to be at this event, and he's not going to be gapped. I don't think Caps is going to be gapped by anybody. I don't think he's going to be gapped by Knight, Chovy. I don't think he's going to be gapped by Faker. Isn't gapping anybody in lane right now. Cream is a wild card, and we'll get to that early next week. So internationally, Caps is 84-67 in his career. 2.2 KDA, 8.4 CS per minute, 68.4 KP. Like I said, his stats do not indicate what he is. Internationally, he does not get high resources. He does not get high CS, but he shows up. And he is an excellent mid laner. 1.26 return on investment. Internationally, he stands his ground, up about 100 gold, 1 CS, 70 XP, and has 62 solo kills in 151 games. Yeah, he's 151 international games at MSI or Worlds. Hans Sama in the AD carry role also leaves a little bit to be desired. I do have him higher than BB, but he still leaves a little bit there for me. So, if you haven't watched these preview videos, if you have, this is the same spiel I've given every other one. I have key stats here for Hans and then Mickey, and then I've combined a lot of stats. Because of the Senna bot lane meta, it hurts. It screws with the stats, a lot of the stats. So we're just going to go over a couple key ones and then go over the combined ones at the end. So Hans, 6'1 KDA, 67.9 KP, 1.43 return on investment, 2 solo kills, 11 champions played in 42 games. Kalista, Jinx, and Aphelios his 3 most played. Internationally, Hans is 22 and 28. Has a 2.6 KDA, 9.3 CS per minute, 68.9 KP. So he does, like I said, leave a little bit on the table internationally as well. Mickey is definitely the better part of this bot lane, let's put it that way. 1.29 return on investment, but at 15 minutes he doesn't end up behind. So in laning phase, he kind of does his job. Down 40 gold, but up 3 CS, down 15 XP, 8 solo kills in 50 games. We've got Mickey X here, 3 KDA, 68.6 KP, 0.77 return on investment, 1 solo kill, team leading 18 champions in 42 games. Nautilus, Renata, and Nami, his 3 most played. Nautilus and Renata, the only 2 champions he played more than 3 times. So Mickey is better than world class. He is like so Keria at this event, we got Keria, Mako on and Lehens. Mickey is at Lehens' level. Personally, I'd probably put him at On's level. I'm still not 100% sold on, but that is what it is. So probably because I've seen Mickey for years and have not seen On at these events for nearly as long. So that's a thing. So when we combine these stats, they're good. I mean, they're solid in the CS. They're getting CS as a duo over 10, which is good. Some bot lanes don't have that here. 37.6 gold share, only 35.8 damage share. So the damage is not really coming through, and in part that's due to Mickey. 0.77 return on investment indicates that he's not playing damage supports. He's not playing carry supports. They have 4 Senna games in 42, and Nautilus, Renata are not going to be dealing a lot of damage. 100. So this is a bit of a concern. So combined, this bot lane does not gap domestic bot lanes. That is not great. You don't want players going to an event against the best of the best from Western regions especially that are not opening up big leads. And frankly, that's not happening anywhere on this team except not even Caps. He's only up 80 gold. So 115 gold, 1 CS, 120 XP. I'm a believer that a team, if a Western team's going to do well, I've already kind of already alluded to this. You've got to surprise them. You can't wait till the late game team fight and expect to coin flip it and win. I really think that's not the strategy. I think you have to get ahead early and you need to pop the enemy in the mouth, figuratively, and hope that you can get ahead and kind of make them question what's going on. With G2, that's tough because they are respected. And when you're respected, the other team's not necessarily going to be surprised when you pop them in the mouth or attempt to. So that's something to think about with this team. So not ahead of 15 minutes necessarily all that much. Vision score, solid, just under 5 per minute. Plays about 22 wards every 10 minutes. 3 control wards every 5 minutes. And clears just over 4 wards every 5 minutes. So that's pretty good. They're clearing more than they're dropping. And efficiently using their wards. Even more efficiently than Gen G that I did yesterday. I think their bot lane was placing 24 wards with about the just slightly higher vision score. So the efficiency isn't quite there. Dylan Falco is the coach, 54 and 47 in his career. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.